Hi guys, welcome back to a new video. Today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going over every single record slash vinyl that I own. Now, I don't own like a whole bunch. I own, actually, that's quite a lot. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but if you like it, then please subscribe. And yeah, let's get on with the first one. Now, since I recently did my Yes video where I had or every time I had a Yes album, I was talking about a Yes album that I actually had on vinyl, I would show the vinyl. And so I still have all the Yes vinyls out, so I'm just going to start with the Yes vinyls. So we got the first album by Yes, the debut. We got Time in a Word, not the other cover, this cover, sadly. We have the Yes album. We also have Fragile. There you go. Then we have, of course, classic Close to the Edge, Down by the River. Now, next one I have in chronological order is this one, Going for the One. And after that, we have Drama. This one's a pretty old one. There's the record thing on the outline, whatever. Next one we have is Magnification. I have the CD of this one as well, but also have the vinyl. This one's 3 sides, not 4. The 4th side is just the Yes logo. And the last one I have is Fly From Here, Return Trip, not the original. I don't know if they even made any vinyls for the original version. Anyway, now that the Yes is out of the way, I'm just gonna grab random ones from my thing. So, next one is Love Beach. To be honest, I actually really like this album. A lot of these songs are great, even if they're more cheesy. I don't care. Next one is, the debut Black Sabbath album, possibly the greatest debut ever. I mean, this one has Evil Woman on it instead of some other issues where it's Wicked World. But, and to be honest, I kind of like Wicked World more, but whatever. This album is still amazing. The best Sabbath album. Well, I haven't heard all the Sabbath albums, but that album is amazing, and I'm gonna be surprised if there's any Sabbath albums that top it. Anyways, next is the best Emerson, Lake and Palmer album of Brain, Salad Surgery. This is a really unique album cover, how it opens like that. I really like it. Next one is Let It Be, the original by the Beatles, of course. This isn't the this is the Phil Spector one, which I know a lot of people don't like. Honestly, the naked version of Let It Be doesn't really add too much to it. I mean, doesn't take much away from it, besides on songs like Long and Winding Road and A Day in the Life, Across the Universe. Next is another Beatles album. We have Revolver. This one's a pretty old one as well. Next one we have Grace Under Pressure by Rush. Although one of my least favorite Rush albums, I still really like it. There's none of these songs on this album are bad, but it's one of my least favorite just because I like all the other ones more. And God, is this an 80s photo right here? Anyway, next we have... we have the Claypool and Lennon Delirium, South of Reality. This is a collaboration with Les Claypool from Primus and Sean Lennon, I think his name was, which, doesn't need explaining who that is, but I actually have not listened to it yet, so I can't tell you. Next one is another Beatles. We have Magical Mystery Tour. We have the one with both the film soundtrack and the singles, and a 24-page full-color book, which I've looked through. It's pretty weird, but this whole album is really weird anyway. But good album. Next we have... Oh, wow. Okay, we have Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band from the Beatles again. This one, honestly, is not my favorite Beatles album, but it's one of my favorites. Next we have Primus's EP from 2003. I'm yet to get their new one that they released, even though I said I wanted it. Which is Animals Should Not Try to Act Like People. Great album cover, but this album is pretty good. I recommend it if you're at all a Primus fan. Next one we have, oh look, another Primus album. This is their newest one, or their newest full album, the Desaturating 7. The most prog Primus album. If you're into prog and you kind of like Primus, I'd say try this one. Not that long. It's like 35 minutes long, the whole album. So it's pretty short, but I still really recommend it. It's a great album. And probably, besides Frizzle Fry, my favorite Primus album. Next one we got... seemed okay. Primus. This is Green Naugahyde. This is their comeback album in 2011. And yeah, it's pretty good. Every song on here is good, and there's a lot of songs on here, and every single one of them works. Although it's pretty much every Primus album ever. Next one we have is another Beatles, Rubber Soul. This one, it definitely gets looked over. It's actually one of the greatest, and I might like it more than Revolver. The only reason why I say that is because I've heard this album less, and I've heard Revolver a lot more times, and so these songs just feel more new to me, and I'd rather have that. Next one is a pretty interesting one. This is called Rush Hemispheres, The Last Night. This is the last night of the... Okay, let me read the thing on the back here. This is the powerful record from June 1979 of the last night of the Hemispheres tour. The live broadcast featured on this album is the very best of the legendary performance by Rush at the Pinkpop Festival in Holland. So yeah, it's pretty good. It's the Hemispheres tour, and so it has a lot of great songs like Passage to Bangkok, The Trees, Xanadu at La Villa Stringato, all that great stuff. Next up on the list, we have Genesis, Invisible Touch. Yeah, it's a pretty good album, to be honest. We have Tonight, which I really like. Same with Land of Confusion, and my favorite song on here, Domino. Domino is great. And probably their most prog song in their pop era. Speaking of Genesis, we got Genesis Seconds Out. A fantastic live album, of course. This one still kind of has the price tag on it. But whatever. This is a very good album. Has so many great songs. They were just amazing. And now the next one we have... Wow! Guess it's another Genesis album. We have Duke this time. This is one of my favorite favorite albums by them. I think it's really good and their best mixture of prog and pop. I'd say Wind and Wuthering is not really pop. And then there were Three is when they started becoming pop, and this is when they basically were pop, but they were still prog pop. The Duke Suite on this album is awesome. And apparently it says it was made in Germany. Interesting. Next one we have... Oh, this is going to take so long to put back. We have Abbey Road, my favorite Beatles album. And, yeah, it's my favorite Beatles album. It has a lot of my favorite songs on it from the Beatles. Especially the Abbey Road medley and I Want You, She's So Heavy. Next one we have another Genesis album. We have the best Genesis album possibly of Selling England by the Pound. This masterpiece has a lot of their greatest songs on here. Next up on our list, we have Dream Theater Octavarium. Again, one of their greatest albums, and kind of fitting for the theme of this album for it to be on vinyl, because it's, about a circle, or it's about a sphere, but same thing. Next one, oh yes, next one is, actually this is the right side up, but for some reason they put the text weird. Dream Theater, the Summerfest live radio broadcast. This is a live broadcast from the radio from 1992 or 3, and has probably my favorite version of A Fortune and Lies. So the songs it has is Metropolis Part 1, Under a Glass Moon, A Fortune and Lies, and Part 2, and Side 2 has Pull Me Under Another Day, Status Seeker, and Jam. It just says Jam right there. I don't know if that's Yeats Jam or whatever. I don't know. Next up, we have Genesis, Wind and Wuthering. One of the greatest Genesis albums, actually. That suite of In the Quiet Earth and Afterglow. In That Quiet Earth. That's one of my favorite songs of all time by them. It's so cool. And I come back to it a lot, and I love it every time. Next one we have, what is this? Oh, this is, okay. Next one we have is not 2112, actually. It says Rush 2112 in concert, limited edition on violet vinyl, the legendary broadcast. So this is from 1980. This has 2112 in full, besides Part 5 of Oracle the Dream. I don't really know why they cut that out usually. In addition to that, it also has Spirit of Radio, Natural Science, and Xanadu. Pretty great album. Although the keyboard / guitar, I don't remember which one it was. Sounds a bit weird in some places, but I don't know if that's just a mixing thing or if that's how he wanted it, but whatever. Next we have another Rush one. You're going to be seeing a lot of Rush ones in a bit. We have Moving Pictures, which is honestly, it was one of my favorite Rush albums, but it's kind of gone down because it's not. I've listened to this album a jillion times and starting to get sick of the hits like Tom Sawyer and Limelight, but Red Barchetta, YYZ, and the rest of the album I still love. I mean, I love Tom Sawyer and Limelight too, but those are my two least favorites because I've heard them about 80,000 times. Next one we have is Primus, Suck on This. Their live album, technically their first album. I think they had like albums that were released locally, but not actually like release. Like release. I'm so funny. Anyway, so yeah, this is technically their first album. It has some songs it has a song that we've never heard, Jellicate. It's fine. Next we have Pink Floyd, The Wall. Classic album. Love it a lot. Probably my the worst out of the golden age of Pink Floyd, which is Dark Side of the Moon, Wish You Were Here, Animals, and this. This one's the worst out of them just because it has the most filler and it's just a lot to digest because it's a double album. But still like it. Next one, that's not an album. Next one we have Songs for the Deaf by Queens of the Stone Age. This might seem like a outlier in this bunch, but I really like Queens of the Stone Age. They're one of my favorites. And yeah, this is a really great album with some awesome drumming by Dave Grohl, which you can never go wrong with an album drummed on by Dave Grohl. Now, next one, falling back here, we got Rush, ABC 1974. This is a live album from 1974. Neil had joined the band, I think, what was this? I think about 2 months prior? Something around that. Something around 1 to 2 months prior to this album. and it actually has most of the songs from Fly By Night, as long as most of the songs from their first album, along with three songs from their prior, like their earlier days before the first album. Bad Boy, which is a cover, but same, it's amazing, and it's way better than other versions. Fancy Dancer, which I really like, and Garden Road, which are all songs that they wrote. Well, Fancy Dancer and Garden Road were written before the first album and never actually on an album, which I wish they would do, because it's a great album. Oh, right, next we have the White Album by Weezer, no, the Beatles. So, yeah, another one, probably my second favorite Beatles album. Again, it's a double album, so it's a lot to digest. This one has very stark changes between genre, because the Beatles can do a whole bunch of different genres, and most of the time pull it off, but sometimes they don't. Next one we have is Presence by Led Zeppelin, which I really like. I think it's actually one of their best albums, has their best song, Achilles' Last Stand, and has some other great songs. Next on the list, we have, okay, so before I move on to these next few, I want to preface it by saying that some of these next few records that I bought, I didn't actually buy. I saw records and borrowed them from one of my parents' friends. So these next few, some of them I haven't listened to, like this one, which is Heart. I think it's just the greatest hits album. I don't know. I mean, I never really listened to Heart. I probably should get on that, but whatever. We have another one that I've never really heard, Bad Company. I know of Bad Company. I've heard a few songs by them. I Feel Like Making Love, Run With the Pack, Bad Company, the band track or something. Whatever. Next up, okay, next up we have, Double Fantasy by John Lennon and Yoko. It's a good album, except the Yoko songs. But that's to be expected with Yoko Ono stuff. Next we have 2112, the original pressing. I'm pretty sure I have a reissue version from like a later date. But this is the original pressing from 1976. One of the greatest Rush albums ever, has 2112, which is one of the greatest Rush songs ever. Is there anything back here that's hiding from me? No, okay. Next one is, I don't even know. Okay, it's Moody Blues, which, yeah, I mean, I've never heard it, but I think Moody Blues are prog. Never really listened to them, though. Next one we have here, what the hell is this? Oh, it's more Moody Blues. I don't know. I really don't know what these albums are. Next up, okay, there's a Peter Frampton album. I'm in You. Weird. Do I know any of these? No. Next one is, okay, it's, Pete Townsend from The Who live. I really don't know where I got all these. I didn't think I took this many. Next one we have is Rush, Caress of Steel. I love this album. It's one of my favorite Rush albums. For some reason, it's the same front and back. But, yeah, this is one of my favorite Rush albums, maybe even better than Hemispheres. Sorry, all the your Rush fans. This is just a great album. Like, Necromancer and The Fountain of Lamneth are literally two of my favorite Rush songs ever. So, I obviously have to, put those in. Next we have Kansas, Point of No Return. No return, not no, but no. I mean, this one has some of their greatest hits, which means some of their crappiest songs. Dust in the Wind. I just don't like Dust in the Wind. But yeah, this is a pretty good album. I mean, it's Kansas. The 70s Kansas is full of, like, S-tier albums all throughout. So far, I haven't listened to Monolith, I think it's called. I've not listened to that, but I've listened to everything from Point of No Return to the first one. Here's the other one that I was talking about, the other 2112 from a later date. Don't need to really go over that because we already did. Next one, we have All the World's a Stage by Rush again. This one is a great live album. Has pretty much their best songs from this era and some of the best versions of these songs. Rush is one of those bands that sound equally as good, if not better, live. Next, we have Permanent Waves by Rush. This one, their breakout, not their breakout album, but their more commercially type album. And again, this is another one like Moving Pictures, where I've heard this album too many times, and it's not one of my favorites, but this is better than Moving Pictures, because some of the songs like Natural Science and Jacob's Ladder still hold up today. I have a giant stack of all of them over there, and it's starting to fall over. Wait, what? Oh, okay. We have Moving Pictures Live next. Yes, I have a live version. This is from the Time Machine tour where they play the entire album in full live. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's not up to par with the original, but that's to be expected when you're dealing with moving pictures. Next, we have their worst album, by Rush, of course. Hold Your Fire. This has some big hits on it, like Force 10, Time Stand Still, and Lock and Key. I like this album still. I still think a lot of these songs on this album are great, but but the reason why this is last place is because it has more songs that I don't really like than any other Rush album. Next, we have... Oh, yes, okay. We have the first Led Zeppelin album, which I really like. I mean, yeah, it's really good. It has some of their greatest songs on there. Don't know why some YouTuber I watch put it at, like, one of their worst. I don't know why you would do that. You know who you are if you're watching. Next one we have is, I think it's the final Rush one. We have not Moving Pictures. Hemispheres 40th Anniversary. This is a box set. It has, it does actually have the Pink Pop Festival concert, which is the exact same as the Rush Hemispheres The Last Night. So it's kind of just the same. It's basically just Hemispheres, the actual album, plus that concert again, but still an amazing concert. I'm putting this over here because it's going to knock over my pile. Next we have Led Zeppelin 2. Again, one of their greatest albums. I feel like I've said that about every single Led Zeppelin album that I've covered so far. Anyway, yeah, it's a great album. It has amazing songs like Whole Lotta Love, Ramble On, Moby Dick, and Bringing On Home, and Heartbreaker, and Lemon Song. See what I mean? Next we have Physical Graffiti by Led Zeppelin. I love these little windows because they're not actually there, and you can pull them out, and you can go like, that's the wrong one. You can, hold on, I got this. You can, you can pull it out, and then it's like, whoa, and then it's like actually the record. And then look, now it's just, yeah. Great album. Definitely goes on a bit long considering it's a double album. Not the biggest fan of double albums, but this one's pretty good. Next, we have some box sets. We have Song Remains the Same by Led Zeppelin, of course. This is, oh, it's upside down. Wait, is it? Oh, I think I just put it upside down. This is a great album. Has some of their greatest live stuff on it. Some might not agree. I really don't care what you think. Next one we have, oh god. Next one we have is Celebration Day by Led Zeppelin. This is a concert, a reunion concert from 2007 that they did. And yeah, I think it's pretty good, actually. I think it has some great live stuff on it. Next we have another Led Zeppelin related album, Robert Plant Pictures at 11, which is his debut album as a solo artist. This one still has a price tag on it as well. This one is honestly my favorite Robert Plant album, even better than The Principal Moments, because this album is more Led Zeppelin-y than any of his other albums, and it also features some great songs like Slow Dancer and Pledge Pin and Worse Than Detroit. Next we have Houses of the Holy. They have this thing, like this little thing right here. Came with the album. It's not just an accessory or something, whatever. It came with the album, and I actually think it's one of their best, if not their best. Next we have, we're coming down to the last few. We have, get that out of here. We have Wish You Were Here, which is my favorite Pink Floyd album, even more than Dark Side of the Moon or Animals. Pretty much because of Shine On You Crazy Diamond. Shine On You Crazy Diamond is possibly the greatest Pink Floyd song. Comfortably Numb is really close. I'm not really too sure about it. And hey, speaking of Animals by Pink Floyd again, with the classic Pig. This album, I'd probably put above Dark Side of the Moon, but whatever. I still really like it no matter what we're comparing it to. Dogs is one of their greatest songs. Pigs is one of their greatest songs. Sheep is one of their greatest songs. And the other two are fine. The last one that I have is the first one that I got. First record I ever got. And it is, of course, the classic Dark Side of the Moon. The first album I ever got on vinyl, and probably one of the most iconic insides of a vinyl, that heartbeat and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a great album. That was all of my records, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's another pretty long one, but I had fun doing it, and I hope you had fun watching it. And if you did, then please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We're almost at 500 subscribers, which it's kind of crazy how that happened. How am I at 500 subscribers? I don't do anything good on this channel. Anyway, leave a like, comment down below. What are some records that you have, and yeah, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye.